Lesson 65. Ein words with direct objects. Okay, last time we talked about using the definite article den instead of der when you have a masculine direct object. We told you that in English, the word the is just always the. It's the, and that's the way it's always spelled. That's our definite article. But in German, the definite article can take many different forms, depending on what kind of word it's introducing. So in the previous lesson, we learned one of those new forms, and we still have many more to go. So you're starting to learn the fact that the definite article in German has a lot of variety, lots of different forms. In this lesson, we're talking about how that same thing is going to happen with ein words. Depending on what kind of word an ein word is accompanying or introducing, you're going to see changes in the spelling of it. And just like in the last lesson, we saw masculine direct objects getting a different form of the definite article. In this lesson, we're going to see masculine direct objects getting a different form of an ein word. So here's basically what's happening. When an ein word is used along with a masculine noun that is a direct object, we change the form of that ein word. The ein word gets en at the end. And I would point out to you a similarity. We saw the definite article last time was den, right, which ends in en. Here's that same en tagged onto the end of words like ein, kein, mein, and dein. So again, we're mixing English and German here just to make an illustration or just to teach you something. So if you had the sentence here, I have a dog, if you had that sentence in German, the word dog is the direct object. And if you say, I have a dog, well, that's the word ein for a. It's the indefinite article. The word dog is Hund in German, and in this sentence, the word dog is the direct object. You're saying, I have a dog. So if you had a sentence like that in German, you'd have to say einen along with the word dog or Hund in German. So you would not say, I have ein Dog. To translate the whole sentence into German, if you said, I have a dog in German, it would be Ich habe einen Hund. If you say ein Hund there, it would be incorrect German. If you walk up to someone and say, Ich habe ein Hund, it would be incorrect because you're using the wrong form of ein along with this masculine direct object. And this same en ending gets tagged onto all these ein words like kein, mein, dein. So if you say, we have no dog, that's the way in German to say we don't have a dog. The word for kein there would be keinen. And as we said in the last lesson, this does not affect predicate nominatives. If you say Rex is a dog, in that sentence, the word dog is a predicate nominative. So it does not need the special direct object form that ends in en. It does not need einen or keinen or meinen. So this lesson basically is just a repeat of the previous lesson, except here we're talking about indefinite articles instead of definite articles. Not a whole lot here is new. We're just learning the same thing, but with ein words. So look at the exercises, follow the instructions. You have to pick either ein or einen, or mein or meinen, or dein or deinen. You have to figure out which of the two it is, and then give your reason. Is it the subject, direct object, or predicate nominative? So turn off the recording and do the exercises, and then come back and we'll go through them together. Okay, hopefully by now you've completed the exercises. Let's go through them together. In number 1, we is the subject, have is the verb, and the word dog is the direct object. Have is an action verb. So the word dog is the target of the action of having. So in German, the word Hund is masculine and it's the direct object, so you need einen. It would be incorrect to say, we have ein Dog. You'd have to say, we have einen Dog. In number 2, Fluffy is my dog. That's what the sentence is supposed to be saying. So the subject is Fluffy, the verb is. That's a verb of being or existing, otherwise known as a linking verb. So that means that the word dog here is a predicate nominative. It's not a direct object, so you don't need the special form of mine with the en ending. You don't need it. So you can say, Fluffy is mein Hund. So the answer is mine because dog is a predicate nominative. In number 3, the answer is dein. If you want to say your dog is in the backyard, the word dog is the subject. So there's no reason to use this special direct object form, deinen. You would simply say dein. So the answer is dein because it's the subject. Number 4, Spot is not my dog. The subject is Spot, and the verb is. That's a verb of being or existing. That means that dog is a predicate nominative. So you don't need the en form of the ein word. You can just use the regular one that's mine. So the answer is mine because dog is a predicate nominative. In number 5, the subject is we, the verb is have. That's an action verb, and the word dog is the target of the action of having. So that means that the word dog is the direct object. So the sentence is supposed to say, we have no dog. And since dog is this masculine direct object noun, you need the special direct object form of kein, which would be keinen. So the answer is keinen because it's a direct object. Number 6, my daughter wants a dog. Daughter is the subject, wants is the verb. That's an action verb. Dog is the direct object, so you need einen. Number 7, it's supposed to say, that is no dog. That would be the German way to say, that is not a dog. So the subject is that, the verb is. That's a verb of being or existing, known as a linking verb. So that means that the word dog is a predicate nominative. Therefore, there's no reason to use keinen. You would simply use kein. Number 8, a dog is in the yard. Here the word dog is the subject. There's no reason to use the direct object form, which is einen. You would simply say ein Dog, or in German ein Hund. So the answer is ein because it's the subject. In number 9, I see your dog. That's what the sentence is supposed to say. I is the subject, see is the verb, and by the way, that's an action verb. The word dog is the target of the action of seeing. That means it's the direct object. And so in German, dog would be the word Hund, which would be a masculine direct object. So it would need the special direct object form of dein, which is deinen. So the answer is deinen because it's the direct object. In number 10, I need to walk my dog. That's what the sentence is supposed to be saying. The subject here is I. The verb is really the word need, but the meaning of the word need is complemented by another verb, which is walk. So the idea of walking a dog here, that's an action verb, and the target of that action is the dog. So the word dog here is the direct object of the verb to walk. So in German, the word dog here would be a masculine direct object. So you would need the special masculine direct object form of mine, which would be meinen.